Your budget isn't a cage, it's your passport to freedom. With the right balance of planning and flexibility, you can live the nomad life without financial stress. When you think of traveling the world, you probably imagine exotic beaches, delicious foods, and exciting adventures. But there's one thing that can dampen the wanderlust: running out of money. And let me tell you, when that happens, the excitement of travel can quickly turn into the stress of figuring out how to make ends meet. Now, whether you're a seasoned nomad or planning to take the leap, creating a sustainable nomad budget is crucial for making your dream a reality. So get ready to discover how to balance your love for adventure with smart financial planning. Nomadic life gives you freedom, but without a budget. Freedom can quickly turn into financial stress. Let's talk about why this way of life requires a different approach to money management. First up, many nomads overspend in their first year. They underestimate both travel and living costs. The biggest shock comes from unexpected expenses like visa runs, home appliance repairs, or medical checkups. That's where a sustainable budget comes in. It allows you to maintain that freedom while enjoying peace of mind. Think of it as the fuel that keeps your journey going without any sudden stops. But here's the twist. A sustainable nomad budget isn't just about managing your finances, it's about balancing three key elements: freedom, flexibility, and financial security. These aren't just buzzwords, they're the cornerstones of a successful nomadic journey. Let's break down each of these. Freedom is about being able to go where you want, when you want, without being tied to a desk or a location. Flexibility means having the ability to change plans on a whim, whether it's staying an extra month in a place you love or moving somewhere new due to unexpected circumstances. Financial security is the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have enough money to keep going. It's not about having every penny accounted for, but about having a safety net for unexpected expenses or changes in plans. To achieve this balance, you need a budget that works for you. But before diving into how to create one, let's understand why a nomad budget is different from a regular one. First, expenses are more variable. They're less predictable than a fixed home life. For example, flights fluctuate in price every month. Accommodation depends on the city or even country you're in. Exchange rates also shift, changing the value of your money. This means that your costs can vary quite a bit from month to month. Second, you have to plan for both living and travel costs. Unlike tourists who budget mainly for travel, nomads need to cover everyday life abroad, like rent, utilities, and groceries. Third, the length of your stay matters. Whether you're staying for a few weeks or a few months, the longer you stay in a place, the more likely you are to get better deals on things like rent or transportation. For instance, let's say you're considering living in two popular digital nomad hubs, Chiang Mai, Thailand, and Lisbon, Portugal. Both cities offer great weather, amazing food, and a thriving digital nomad community. However, the cost of living can vary significantly between the two. In Chiang Mai, a one-bedroom apartment in the city center can cost around $400 to $600 per month. Groceries are generally cheap, with fresh produce available at local markets and international options at larger supermarkets. A meal at a mid-range restaurant can cost around $5 to $12. On the other hand, Lisbon is known for its stunning architecture, rich history, and vibrant culture. While it may be a little more expensive than Chiang Mai, it still offers great value for what you get. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center can cost around $1,200 per month. Groceries are a bit more expensive but still affordable, and a meal at a mid-range restaurant can cost around $12 to $25. Even with the higher cost of living in Lisbon, the quality of life remains high. There are plenty of free activities to enjoy, such as exploring the city's many parks and gardens or taking a stroll along the waterfront. So which city is right for you? It ultimately depends on your budget and preferences. If you're looking for a more affordable option with a slower pace of life, Chiang Mai may be the perfect choice. On the other hand, if you're willing to spend a little more for a more urban environment, Lisbon won't disappoint. And here are some ways to adapt your budget based on regional cost differences. Look, I know it's tempting to use your credit card everywhere, but to save on those pesky foreign transaction fees, use debit cards linked to your bank account instead. It's easier, faster, and safer than carrying around loads of cash. Plus, some banks like Charles Schwab and Wise offer fee-free ATM withdrawals in select countries, helping you keep more of your hard-earned cash in your pocket. With a clear understanding of these core categories and the tips to keep your costs down, you're all set to start your nomadic journey. Remember, it's not just about the numbers, it's about the freedom, flexibility, and security they represent. Speaking of security, one of the most common concerns among digital nomads is what happens if they run out of money. Well, let's talk about building a buffer into your budget. You don't need to worry about unexpected expenses derailing your plans. First, allocate a monthly buffer of 15 to 20% on top of your expected monthly costs. This will help you handle sudden trips, visa renewals, or other surprises. Second, build an emergency cushion of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Keep this in a separate account for unexpected situations like illness, injury, or a change in your work status. Next, let's tackle currency considerations. When you're traveling, you're likely dealing with multiple currencies, which means you need to pay attention to exchange rates and fees. Use a multi-currency app like Wise or Revolut to reduce exchange fees and convert your money at better rates. You can withdraw local currency from ATMs using your debit card linked to these accounts, avoiding hefty transaction charges. There are various tools you can use to track your expenses and stay on top of your budget. Some nomads swear by apps like YNAB, which stands for You Need a Budget, while others prefer PocketGuard for its easy-to-use interface. If you're looking for something specifically designed for nomads, there's Nomad Wallet, which allows you to track multiple currencies in one place. The key is to find an app that suits your needs and helps you monitor your spending without adding more stress. Look, it's great to have a budget, but actually sticking to it is the real challenge. Here are some tips to make it easier. First, review your budget monthly. This will help you spot areas where you're overspending or wasting money. Second, adjust your budget if you move to a new city or country. The cost of living can vary widely from place to place, so it's important to factor in these changes. Third, consider using cash or a prepaid debit card for variable expenses. This can help you stick to your allocated amount and avoid overspending. Fourth, embrace minimalism. The less stuff you have, the less you'll spend on storage, shipping, and general upkeep. Finally, prioritize experiences over material possessions. Memories will keep you going long after your travels end. And remember, it's okay to splurge occasionally. Life is all about balance. By following these tips, you'll be able to keep track of your expenses, identify areas where you can cut back, and make the most of your nomadic lifestyle. If you've made it this far, chances are you're already on your way to becoming a savvy nomad. We've covered a lot of ground, from understanding your core expense categories to keeping your costs down and tracking your expenses effectively. Now it's time to put it all together. Let's walk through a sample nomad budget framework. Imagine you're earning $4,000 a month from your remote income. Here's how you could allocate your funds. Accommodation, 30%, or writing $200. This means you're spending a third of your income on housing. Food and groceries, 20%, $800. This leaves you with 20% of your income for food and groceries. Leisure and co-working, 15%, $600. Co-working memberships often range from $100 to $200 per month on average. Savings and buffer, 20%, $800. This provides a safety net for unexpected expenses and future opportunities. And remember, these percentages are just a suggestion. You can adjust them based on your destination and lifestyle. If you prefer a more minimalist approach, you can allocate more towards savings and less towards leisure. Or if you're based in a lower cost of living area, you might choose to spend more on experiences. If you're unsure where to start, try the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your income goes towards needs, 30% towards wants, and 20% towards savings. As a digital nomad, you have the incredible opportunity to work remotely from anywhere in the world. It's a dream come true for many. However, one of the biggest challenges you'll face is staying productive while constantly moving from one place to another. Stay tuned for our next session, where we'll delve deep into maintaining productivity while embracing the nomadic lifestyle. We'll share practical tips and strategies to help you stay focused and efficient no matter where your journey takes you. Don't miss out. Please like and subscribe and hot the bell account so you don't miss the next video in the series. Please also leave a comment below with your favorite hacks and tips.